shot, and as we progress into the finals, you're going to see this crowd just completely fill up. There's James Casey over there. He's giving us a wave as well and a thumbs up. Look at that pan across we have there. This is our arena. It's still just starting to fill up now, but that is of course because we're not quite approaching the time that we're ready to start for the women's finals. So here we are again. Welcome in the chat. We hope you watched the semis earlier. Any thoughts you might have had on them? Any thoughts on how you think this final is going to progress? Any thoughts on who you think is going to be on that podium later on? Do send them in to us. We'll have a talk about them as well. Now, Chris, what can you tell us about your own climbing experiences and your own climbing career?
I mean, yeah, my climbing, as I said, my first hit out of the season here last year for the competition circuit, World Cup. I grew up climbing in Australia, and Australia's so far away. But it's good to see the sport growing there as well. To come over to Europe and do the full circuit around Europe is just, it really gives hope for climbing in Australia and places where they're a little off the beaten track. And I'm sure for Australia to have one of their athletes here or two of their athletes here for the last comps is great for Australian climbing as well.
How young were you when you started?
I started at 15, so some of these other guys, we were talking about this at lunch today, some of these other guys are starting when they're, just starting to walk. So, yeah, I started when I was 15, and in my eyes, I think that's even, would have been nicer to start a bit earlier. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how I'm going in my career.
Absolutely, it hasn't held you back at all. I've been looking at some of the topics you've had on boulders, on rock as well. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them a little bit later. Look at that sun there. We are setting. The sun is setting here. That is the reason, of course, that the women's final has been pushed back an hour here. It's because we don't want that sun coming onto the wall too much. It's been so hot. Well, those there are the walls that you can see. Me and Chris are going to be sitting in that trench in a little while's time. But those sheets that you can see there, those are covering up the problems that we're going to see here. There's the wall camera again. We're going to see that again here. And here's our trench with one of the shots that we have along that angle.
20 of the women went through.
We're just going to hand over to the local MC for the introduction.
And now
we coordinated our wardrobes earlier. He's in blue.
6.
And here he is.
She is the reigning European champion, the reigning world champion. She is the #1 in the world ranking right now. And she is the winner of the Boulder World Cup Vienna last season. Ladies and gentlemen, this is representing Austria. Für Österreich die Weltmeisterin, die Europameisterin, die Nummer 1. Als die Nummer 6 aus dem Semifinale ins große Finale geklettert. Begrüßen wir Anna Stör, Österreich! Anna Stör, die hat spannend gemacht. Als 9. nach der Qualifikation, als 6. den letzten Finalplatz, den letzten gelöst. Wie lange hast du zittern müssen oder warst du der Sache sicher?
Nein, ich habe auf alle Fälle gezittert. Ich bin mega froh, dass ich das Finalticket gelöst habe und jetzt geht leider alles oder nichts.
Jetzt haben sich ja die Wetterbedingungen zum Vorjahr wesentlich verbessert. Deine Stimmung ist immer wieder sowieso sonnig, das war schon letztes Jahr so. Was rechnet es dir für heuer aus?
Naja, jetzt im Finale werde ich einfach Vollgas geben und dann werden wir sehen, was ich am Ende da steht.
Sind Fans von der Anna Stör schon da? Wo sind sie? Anna, weil, wenn man deine Saisonergebnisse sieht, der Saisonauftakt in China, 2. in Dragomir, letztes Wochenende in Slowenien Bronze geholt, also da läuft es schon. Und was auch ein wesentlicher Beitrag ist, die Ladies waren in China, da kommt man natürlich mit einem relativ großen Jetlag retour, schon nachgeschlafen.
Ja, mittlerweile ist der Jetlag verdaut, aber die 2 Weltcups davor sind doch neu, dann muss ich schauen, was ich alles rausholen.
Wir wünschen dir alles Gute. Anna Stör, die Nummer 6 im Finale für Österreich. Und ihre Kontrahentinnen sind das Beste, was die Weltrangliste ebenfalls zu bieten hat. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning champion of the last World Cup. This was the World Cup in Dragomir, Slovenia. She's the current number 4 in the world ranking, and she was on 6th position at the World Cup starting in China. representing Slovenia, Mina Markovic. Mina Markovic, und der läuft's richtig. Wer sie gesehen hat, letztes Wochenende entfesselt geflogen in die Höhe in Slowenien beim Highway Cup. It was a real good climbing last weekend in your home country, in your home nation, Slovenia. Everything is working right and well for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
So, what do you expect from Vienna?
I'm expecting one really good climbing weekend.
You're on 5th position, Anna on 6th. Is it something special that you're not right in front of the qualification and semi-final, or is it the best position to start in?
I think that now we are in final and that really doesn't matter, so we can expect a great show.
Also, die Karten werden neu gemischt, man darf eine große Show erwarten. Mina Markovic, all the best for you. Und zu diesen beiden gesellt sich jetzt eine, die Wien schon richtig lieben gelernt hat. Kommt eigentlich aus der Ukraine, aber ist mehrmals während den Wintermonaten hier in der Kletterhalle in Wien. Das Organisationskomitee der Kletterhalle hat jetzt eine extra Portion Applaus vorbereitet, denn sie ist ein guter und gern gesehener und liebgewonnener Gast. Gemeinsam mit ihrem Bruder kommt sie nämlich hier Tage, Wochenlang auf Trainingslager vorbei. Immer wenn sie in Österreich antritt, tritt sie sehr, sehr erfolgreich an. Sie hält mittlerweile bei einer Bronzemedaille in den Europameisterschaften 2010 und letztes Jahr hier in Wien ebenfalls Bronze. Ladies and gentlemen, the bronze medalist of the European Championships 2010 and the bronze medalist of the Vienna Boulder World Cup 2011, the world champion of the year 2005, representing the Ukraine, please welcome Olga Shalagina. Olga, the Kletterhalle Vienna told me they are very proud that you are right here in your chaining wall, right in the final. You always come with your brother, and now it's time for the competition. You love Vienna?
Ich liebe Österreich.
Hat sogar Deutsch gelernt. Perfect German. So, if you're in the final in Austria, that means you're right. You're ready for taking another medal.
I hope.
I hope. Short answer, good answer. Olga Shalagina, all the best. And these ladies are the top 3 after the qualification and semi-final. She is number 2 in the current world ranking, and she is the overall World Cup winner of the years 2009 and 2010. She was the Vienna champion in the year 2010. Please welcome from Japan, Akio Noguchi. Akio, right here to take another final. I mean, you're used to climb in the final. How is it right today with the sun in the wall? Is it a little bit difficult, more difficult?
I feel good because I'm not slippery like 10.
Also, sie schwitzt nicht so viel wie andere in den Handflächen, also sie fühlt sich gut. And you're ready to compete against the girls?
Yeah, already.
Already, and we are expecting a great show. Thank you very much, Akio Noguchi. Und wenn wir da so etwas wie die große Routine im Weltcup haben, nämlich die zweifache Weltcup-Gesamtsiegerin, dann ist sie so etwas wie der große Shootingstar dieser Saison. 19 Jahre ist sie jung, von 2 möglichen Finalteilnahmen hat sie schon 2 Tickets gelöst. Ladies and gentlemen, she's the shooting star of this Boulder season. With the 2nd place in Loktaragome and the 4th place in China. Please welcome, representing Great Britain, Shauna Coxey. Hi, Shauna. I mean, we know that you're really motivated, going up in every final, but this season must be a real spectacular one for you. Every time you climb, every time you're in the final, and you're really young in this competition. You feel well?
Yeah, I just keep getting really surprised every time, but I just keep climbing pretty well, so I'm quite optimistic.
What have you done in the last month to compete with these world-class competitors?
I've just been climbing and enjoying it and trying to climb out boulders and have fun with it.
So einfach kein Games, man versucht einfach zu klettern. Very nice. All the best. Shauna Coxey, ladies and gentlemen. Und wenn wir hier das Nachwuchstalent haben, dann haben wir sie wieder als die große Fachfrau im weltlichen Medaillenanwärterspiegel im Boulder. Sie als Nummer 3 der Welt. Silber hat sie geholt letztes Jahr hier in Wien. Klettert auf der großen der IFSC World Tour erst seit 2011, aber seither wahnsinnig erfolgreich. Davor hat sie sich inneramerikanische Duelle geliefert. Sie ist die Nummer 1 nach dem Semifinale. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 3 in the current world ranking, the number 1 after the semifinal, representing the United States of America. Please welcome Alex Puccio. The Booch is back and she's the only girl going up on 3 tops in the semi-final. So you're really ready for tonight's final?
I'm really excited, yeah.
Alex, is the Booch a good name for you?
Call me if that's what you want to call me, you can do that.
Perfekt, man darf sie nennen, wie man sie will. In der Kletterszene, wie gesagt, nennt man sie einfach The Butch und sie ist bekannt dafür, die Show hier wirklich aufzunehmen. Silver medal last year. The question, what should it be this year?
I want to still try my best and have fun. I mean, everyone's really good, so hopefully it's not too hot and everyone has a good time.
Das ist das Schöne. Man freut sich einfach, gemeinsam klettern zu dürfen und schaut, was nach so einer 1,5-stündigen Boulderschlacht hier möglich ist. Ladies, the wall will be right open for you for the observation time. It's 4 times 2 minutes. For each final boulder you have 2 times to go and have a quick glance over there. We wish you the best. Jetzt beginnt die Zeit der Observation, wenn man so will, die Besichtigungszeit. Das sind 4 mal 2 Minuten. Es sind Finale Boulder 4 geschraubt. Wir sehen das dann angeschrieben, wo es beginnt. 2 Minuten pro finalen Boulder hat man Zeit, sich diese Schwierigkeit einzustudieren und anzusehen. Und dann geht's ab in die Isolationszone. Da bekommen die anderen Athletinnen nichts mit, bis der Kontrahentin geht. Und dann geht's raus und hoffentlich ins Finale mit hinein. Ladies, you're ready for observation? We too. So, all the best and give the ladies a big hand, right, to go to the World Cup ball.
And Alex Puccio. I have here the incredible Chris Parsons. Hello, Chris.
Hello, hello.
Hello to you already in the chat room.
Here's the wall now. So let's have a bit of a turn around and have a look at what we've got here. We've got a little bit of a treat for you actually. If you're joining us in the chat, we have an interview with the Austrian coach, Heiko Wilhelm. And we'll be bringing that to you right now. Here it is.
Wir schauen natürlich, dass man die Sache so spät wie möglich direkt auf die Griffe aufscheinen lassen, denn gemeinsam mit Schweiß und dem Magnesium kann man da schon einmal eine Masse zusammenbekommen, die den Grip nicht optimal gestalten lässt. Zweimal bzw. 4-mal.
Development system here in the country. Can you tell us about the development system that you have?
Yeah, so about the development, the climbing has a long tradition in Austria, so we started very early, also with competing with competitions. But there was a main step in 2005 when we found the Austrian Climbing Federation, and we became part of the. It's called Bundessportorganisation. It's that means we are in Austria. We are an acceptable sport. That means we will get money from the government. So they support us with money and with some other things. So we can give the athletes more support. We can work more and more intense with trainers, with training camps. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do which was not possible before.
But they start off quite young over here, don't they? I mean, it's on your national curriculum, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, there are some schools where you can join for climbing lesson. There's an example in Imst. Imst is very famous for the World Cup, also for the European Championships. And it's possible with the age of 10 or 11, you can say, okay, I want to specify by climbing. That means instead of your normal sport lessons, you have climbing lessons, and it's not only 2 or 3 hours a week. It's a little bit more, and there's a good focus on climbing. And in Austria, it's possible for schools that you ask for support in sport lessons, and the inquiry for climbing instructors for teaching climbing in schools is the same popular than swimming, and it's the level is way higher than all the other sports, even higher than for skiing. And you know, it's very popular skiing in Austria.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it became more and more and more.
Okay, thank you so much for talking. Wish you all
You're
the best.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope so. Thank you.
All the best.
I hope it was the case.
Schwierigeres Halbfinale. Und darum bin ich sehr froh, dass ich in die Top 6 reingehen haben können. Und für mich ist jetzt alles irgendwie in den Sports dabei bin.
So, an incredible interview there with Heiko Wilhelm, the Austrian coach. And we've got two things going on here at the moment while that's been playing for you. The women, of course, are going through their usual check of the wall, having a bit of a touch of the wall, having a little bit of a look, seeing how they might approach the problems here. And at the same time, we have the introduction ceremony for the men's going on as well. So here's some of the crowd here. You can see that the arena's really filling up now. Chris, is this a usual thing?
Sorry, I didn't hear you there, mate. The crowd's too noisy.
This many people already this early in?
I mean, last year this crowd was one of the noisiest we've had for the season, so yeah, it's definitely, I can't... Oh, yeah, it's pretty close to what last year was.
Let's hope it keeps building. We noticed, actually, when we were talking to Heiko, that he was talking to us about the climbing in Austria and how it's actually on the national curriculum.
I mean, the Austrians really look after their climbers over here. They've got great coaches. You see them turning up to each competition. You know, their uniforms look the best. They've got the best coaches. They've got the best physios. They really look after their climbers.
Well, this is our crowd now that we can see on the screen there. Very good evening to you if you are joining us in the chat room. Here we are with Kilian Verschuber on stage with the men's introductionary. We're going to hand over to the MC here.
Ebenfalls mit einem Tape markiert. Wer den erreicht, hat das Boulderproblem gelöst und hat die höchstmögliche Punktezahl. Auch da geht es darum, wie schnell ich den erreiche. Also Anzahl der Versuche, Anzahl der Tops und Anzahl der Bonusgriffe, die werden schlussendlich entscheiden, wer ganz oben steht. Rustam Gelmanov ist immer noch im Hotel und schläft. Das ist der zweite russische Athlet in diesem Finale. Er hat sich als Gesamtweltcup-Sieger, also momentaner Gesamtweltcup-Sieger, wenn man das so sagen kann, nach 2 Stationen als absoluter Top-Favorit hier für Wien empfohlen. Er nimmt noch ein russisches Bauerschläfchen und lässt seinen Landsleuten den Vortritt in dieser Präsentation. Zu Rustam Gelmanov kommen wir also, wenn er wieder erwacht ist, die Nummer 5 nach dem Semifinale, und präsentieren die Nummer 4 nach dem Semifinale. Und er, und das ist etwas ganz Besonderes, hat es zum allerersten Mal geschafft, in seiner noch jungen Karriere ein Finale, die Top 6 des Boulder-Weltcups zu erreichen. 17. war er Wien 2011. Zum allerersten Mal klettert er jetzt um die Podestplätze. Ladies and gentlemen, in his very, very first final at the Boulder World Cup from France, Jeremy Boulder. Jeremy Boulder. My French is not so good, his English too, but Jeremy, it's your very, very first final in your career. Glad about that?
Yes, not the last one.
Oh, es wird also nicht das letzte sein. Jeremy Boulder, we wish you the best for tonight. You will start at, I guess, 30 minutes past 8 p.m. Also die Herren beginnen dann, wenn die Damen zu Ende geklettert haben, und das wird so gegen 8:30 sein. Sein Teamkollege hat ebenfalls den Sprung ins große Finale geschafft. Er war schon mal Achter hier in Wien, das war 2011, 13. in Wien 2010. Er ist im Gesamtweltcup der letzten Saison die Nummer 11. Jetzt die Nummer 3 nach dem Semifinale. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thomas Calleron, France. Thomas Calleron, I counted, and I guess it's your third final in your career, is that right?
Yes, that's it.
That's it? And Vienna, you always go to the top 20, so it's one of your favorite spots here?
Yeah, I can do it.
Yes, you like it? Yeah. Sie sind die Meister der kurzen Antworten, aber was man daraus hören kann, jeder liebt Wien. Das freut uns ganz besonders. Thomas Calleron, da waren es nur noch zwei, die dieses Quintett hier komplettieren können. Russland und Japan. Russland, das ist, meine Damen und Herren, der amtierende Doppelweltmeister, der amtierende Wien-Sieger, die Nummer 1 der Welt. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning double world champion and the reigning Vienna champion, the number 1 in the current world ranking. Please welcome from Russia, Dmitry Sharafutinov. Dimitri, do you know where Rustam is? Is he already asleep?
Yeah, he's down sleeping.
He's asleep. Dimitri, you won last year. This season you took a 4th place in Lac de Ragomère, so you qualified also for the finals. What do you expect for tonight?
I think first place.
First place, das ist mal eine Ansage. Spasiba. Dimitri Sharafutinov. Und wenn er da so gelassen dasteht, der Weltranglisten-Erste, dann kommt ein Mann dazu, da kann man nicht unbedingt erwarten, dass der als die Nummer 1 nach dem Semifinale hier hereinklettert. Es ist das allererste Finale in der heurigen Saison. Er war schon einmal in einem, das war letzte Saison in Wales. Ansonsten, ja, kämpft er so durch die Qualifikation. Oder in einem Semifinale mal 16. in Lac de Ragomère oder 11. in China. Dass er hier und heute als einziger eine Flash-Begehung gezeigt hat, nämlich einen Durchstieg in Non-Stop in nur einem Versuch, das ist sein Verdienst. The only flash in the semi-final, ladies and gentlemen, for Japan. Please welcome the number 1 after the semi-finals, Rei Sugimoto. Rei Sugimoto, congratulations for going in with the number 1 after the semi-final. Is it a good feeling starting with the 1 on your back?
It's unbelievable. I try hard in final.
Also er sagt, es ist unglaublich, da mal als Nummer 1 hier zu stehen, und er wird alles probieren im Finale. So the only aim is to enjoy and have fun. Have fun. And the special word for motivating you in the wall, I guess, is gamba gamba. Is that right?
Yeah, Prince said gamba.
Also, man kann ihn ganz einfach zurufen, er versteht das dann auch. Wenn er klettert, gamba gamba, das ist der japanische Ausdruck für geht schon. oder wie die Schweiz sagt, Aufgeht's, oder wie die Russen sagen, dabei, dabei. Also das ist mittlerweile international Standard. Gamba, Gamba. Wir wünschen euch 5. Und dann Rustam Gelmanov, wenn er kommt. Und da kann ich nur eine Empfehlung an alle Friseure Wiens geben. Schauen Sie sich mal diese Frisur an von Rustam Gelmanov. Er hat sich wieder ganz was Besonderes überlegt für diese Weltcup-Saison. Wir haben geschaut, was ist der Unterschied zum letzten Jahr. Sie werden draufkommen. Rustam Gelmanov wird noch kommen. Guys, I wish you the best. It's your time to go right in the isolation zone and having the observation time after girls' competition. We expect tonight's men's final at 30 minutes past 9 till the sun is completely down. All the best, guys, and this is your big hand for the top 5 of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Und wir switchen jetzt in die Weltcup-Wand und eröffnen in Kürze hier das Rennen um Gold, Silber und Bronze. Und wir rufen die Sechstplatzierte nach der Qualifikation. Die Chancen stehen wieder für alle gleich. Hier ist Anna Stör. Female boulder number 1. 4 minutes to step in, to climb up. 4 Minuten Kletterzeit von Anna Stör im Finalboulder Nummer 1. Und wir unterstützen sie, der Europameisterin, die Weltmeisterin. Anna, auf geht's! Wow!
Straight away, on top of the wall, very strong. Incredible support we have here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and the fact that Anna did qualify, she just straight into this final, so she's going to really want it.
Yeah, it's the whole passion of the drive of being at the home turf, and also look at what her results were in that semi-final we saw earlier. We saw Anna Stör, 2 tops in 6, 3 bonuses in 7 in the final, and that put her in 6th place, didn't it? So she literally just made her way in there.
I mean, Anna did make that look exceptionally easy, and I'm just wondering if that's down to the route setters being a bit scared because they overcooked the semi-finals. I'm not sure if they've ever just made them all easy, but we'll soon find out how these other girls go.
Well, let's hope not. We want to see that challenge, don't we, of course? Well, here's Vienna Markovic now. Vienna Markovic here, our second female athlete and the final. Vienna Markovic, who took gold at Boulder, again, very quick up onto that bonus there. It's looking like another flash here. She's the only Slovenian athlete in the final. She's looking incredibly strong this season, Chris.
She does look exceptionally good this season, in exceptional shape.
Another flash. What a start to our final here. Anna Stör with a flash on Route 1, and also Vienna Markovic with a flash on 1 as well.
And those other girls back in isolation, seeing Anna and Mina run back after that, you know, after a short amount of time out here, must be putting the pressure on.
They're going to know. So of course we saw Anna Stör take bronze in London. We saw Vienna Markovic take gold on her home turf. On your screen now, Olga Shalagina.
Die Bronzemedaille Gewinnerin der Europameisterschaft 2010. Hier ist
She was 3rd at Vienna in 2011. She was 7th at Long Dragon in 2011. 2nd at the IFSC Formula World Championships in China in 2009. Let's see what she does here in the final.
She was definitely looking exceptionally strong in the semi-final, Olga.
Very much so indeed. That's 2 tops in 4 attempts and 3 bonuses in 5 in our semi-final. Just a bonus on the first problem though. and just a bonus on the third, but it was the third that we saw causing so much difficulties for the women in the semis here.
Oh,
what did you think, Chris?
Well, in regards to the semi-final,
on the third problem that we saw in the
in the third problem, I mean, it was a tiny, ridiculous little small crimp that the girls were struggling to hold, and I think again this heat has a lot to do with the holds being exceptionally greasy for these girls to hold onto.
Now it looks like we could have had a bit of a problem here. Olga is down. She's holding a knee. That looked like a fall there. Okay, we've definitely got a physio coming down now. I can see them running past me in the trench. Olga is still holding a knee on the mat. There's the physio team. Very quick on the reaction there. See one of our IFSC officials there as well, just making sure she's okay. The clock is ticking down still. Chris, is it often that we get injuries in the final?
I mean, we have seen some injuries in the past, nothing too serious. It looks like she might have done her knee. We did have an accident last week in Log Dragomir with one of the girls spraining her ankle, and hopefully it's not too serious here with Olga.
I think that was during the semis, wasn't it? It was Tatiana Shevelkina, I think, that we saw that was stretchered off in the semi-finals at Log Dragomir.
I mean, it is a relatively safe sport. The competition bouldering, you know, the matting is unbelievable.
Of course, you've got the benefit as well of not being too high up.
Exactly, yeah, and you know, when you are training to climb, but you are falling a lot, so you do learn how to fall properly as well.
We are, of course, not covering this too close because of her privacy. The physio team are holding up a sheet to protect that privacy from the crowd, which is absolutely huge now. I can see at least 20 people that have climbed up on top of some of the boulders that are scattered around the park here. So we have got climbers in amongst us. I can see Dave Barons of Great Britain right at the very front, lending his support. I can also see Asaki Hagawara of Japan and Skuru Hori as well. Tom Newman of Great Britain there as well in the crowd. Round of applause from the crowd. Now for Olga. What a shame. First problem of the final here. Let's hope this isn't too serious.
It's a shame. These climbers all work exceptionally hard all year training. You know, my training started in December, and I'm sure these guys have been training since the start of this year, even maybe before, so it is a shame to see her laying on the mat there.
Chris, just while this is going on and we're having a little bit of a look through the crowd, just going to have a little bit of a chat about you. So, born April 2nd, 1985, and I have to pull this up, in England. Was it Essex?
I was born in England, in Essex, yes.
I'm never going to let that go, you know that,
keep the jokes coming.
I know you're an Aussie through and through. You started your commentating with us in the 2011 on our feed. Very popular in the chat room, which must be quite nice to know.
Yeah, that's good to know, yeah.
Say hello to the world. You're known most for your bouldering. I'm just going to take the people in the chat room through some of the ascents that you've done here. The second ascent of Daiko Yamada's Wheel of Life. The first ascents include the Purring Puma, and that's an 8B+. How was that?
I mean, yeah, it's great to climb boulders all over the world. That one in particular was in Austria. The next one here I've done. You've got a little list here. It's Catalyst, yeah. That's in Sydney, and yeah, another one there, Believing too. You know, I put a grade of 8C on that. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough to climb in some beautiful areas around the world and climb some of the best problems in the world.
Now, you were first in the Australian Bouldering Championships, 2007, 2008, is that correct?
Yeah, I've been competing in Australia for, well, since I was 15 years old, now 27. So, yeah, the climbing scene in Australia is not as big as, well, you don't get a crowd quite as big as the one we've got here in Vienna, but it's strong and it's growing. Yeah, I've done quite well in a few competitions in Australia, that's for sure. I'm quite happy about that. And
it's obviously going to be a lifelong passion.
Yeah, definitely. I think once you get get stuck in, it's an addiction.
I'm feeling the pull.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest.
To get the boots on.
Yeah, I definitely will. I've already had a go here actually on a couple of them, a couple of the outside boulders. Boulder just down at the bottom that we've got there as well. Well, here we are with the crowd right now. That's Asaki Hagawara, you can see leaning on the fence at the front there. And of course you can see our live update feed at the top left. That will constantly keep getting updated. Try and bring you as much of an update as often as we can. Still on the mat now with Olga Shalagina. We do hope that she's okay. Of course, we will let you know what's happening with that as soon as we possibly can. At the moment, just having a look at a bit of the crowd though.
I mean, we were just discussing how the Mina and Anna quickly ran up the problem and then went back into isolation, putting the pressure on the girls back that are waiting to come out. This must also be giving them a bit of a rattling around.
Do you think it could have possibly affected Olga as she was coming out, seeing the two of them so quickly come back into the isolation?
Yeah, not even that. I'm thinking about how the other girls must be feeling now, back in isolation, ready to come out and tackle this boulder. I wonder if they think that that it's going to be some sort of serious dyno that that might unnerve them or something.
So I'm just going to take you through some of the things that I've been talking about Austria here as well. We're at this phenomenal country in Vienna, the capital, so we might as well have a bit of a chat about where we are, what kind of a place this is. We're at the easternmost part of the Alps at the moment, on the River Danube. Have you had a wander into town at all, Chris?
I have had a wander town. Absolutely beautiful city. Had a look in the cathedral, which is in the heart of the centre, in the heart of Vienna, and yeah, amazing. So different to Australia, but yeah, great to wander around a city like Vienna.
It is very busy as well, isn't it? It's a very busy city. There's a lot of people in the town centre and around in the suburbs as well. I think it's 2.4 million people in the metropolitan area. It looks now like Olga Shalagina is actually getting taken back into the isolation. The crowd are giving her a round of applause. Everyone here, more or less complete silence, nothing but concern there for her safety. This is another thing that I'm noticing about climbing as well. It doesn't seem to be aggressively competitive. In between the different athletes from the different countries, it seems to be a very friendly orientated sport.
Yeah, I think everyone's friends, and that's mainly everyone goes rock climbing together, they train together, so yeah, everyone is really friendly. But I think when they do get out there in the isolation, that's when your competition face is on, game face is on, and you're in your zone and you're ready to do
you pay much attention to what the other athletes are doing in the isolation? Does it become one of those things that's in your peripherals, or is it something you're very much aware of?
I mean, for me personally, last year I was more aware because it was my first season, so I was trying to learn from the other competitors. This year I've just done 2 competitions this year out of the 3, and I feel like I'm starting to really focus on my game, other than what other people are doing, which is good, and that's all part of the experience and growing with the competition, growing as a climber.
Is there anything that you do? Do you have like a ritual or anything that you fall into when you go back into the isolation? Music in? Can you have music back there?
I'm not a big fan of the music, the earphones. No.
Do you see other athletes doing it?
Yeah, lots of other athletes all have their funny little things, and yeah, I don't really have any rituals. Yeah, I was talking to one of the Netherlands coaches, and he was sort of saying he's been going to a sports psychologist, and sending his athletes to sports psychology, and saying it is one of the most important things with the sport, the mental aspect that we were discussing before. And I think that's a big thing that I've been working on this year is really focusing on the positives.
Yeah, definitely the way to go about it. You've got to keep that optimism going. Well, here we are then. We're back with Akio Noguchi. She's our world number 2 at the moment. We saw her in the semi-finals just earlier today. 2 tops in 3 attempts, 2 bonuses in 2 attempts. No top on problem 1 and no top on problem 3. Again, that seems to be something that just happened constantly throughout the semis. But we're here with her on her first attempt on problem 1 at the final now. We saw Akio ranked 3rd out of the finalists here. She's always seems to be just a very strong competitor.
Yeah, good to see Akio nail that first jump. It's not usually a strong point, dynos like that, but she's nailed that and looking very smooth, lining up for the last hold here.
They seem to just be making very short work of that. I think it was the central volume, was it, that took the blow to the knee for Olga?
Yeah, it looks like an unfortunate move.
The hole in the centre?
That's it, maybe rammed her knee into that feature. No, Kyo making very quick work of that. Great to see, she'll be happy with that.
So that's 3 flashes so far. We will of course keep you updated with Olga's progress as much as we can. We of course wanted to carry on. There is Shauna Coxey of Great Britain. She was our silver medalist in log dragon mare. She's been very successful all the way through this competition. Into the semis, 2 tops in 2 attempts, 3 bonuses in 3 attempts. She did top problem 1. I think she flashed it. She did. She flashed it. So let's see how she gets on with problem 1 here in the finals. She's going to want to do the exact same thing. She got to the bonus straight away. She topped out straight away. So here she is with a hand on that feature.
Nailing that first jump there, doing it very casual, a little more casual than Akio.
She's very, very strong at the moment, Shauna Coxey.
Yeah, in exceptional shape, Shauna Coxey. Been training. Well, she says she doesn't train that hard, but you know, she does certainly put her effort into the gym to get these results that she's been having recently.
Well, she's definitely getting the results. There's another immediate flash there, and the bonus. As you can see on Shauna's right shoulder there, she is taped at the moment because she's having a little bit of problems with that shoulder. She's had problems in the past. And she also experienced her neck during the semi-final, so let's hope that doesn't cause a problem for her here. Well, here we are with Alex Huccio. Chris, take us through her mindset at the moment, how she's getting into the finals.
Well, I think she's just happy to be in this finals, and to qualify in first, she's ecstatic. You know, obviously, last year she did exceptionally well in the competitions, and you know, she's had, as we said, we've been talking about, she's had a rough start to the first few competitions, so hopefully she can pull it back here. Hoping for a flash here on this problem number 1.
Well, yeah, we saw her in the semi-finals earlier. 3 tops in 5 attempts, 3 bonuses in 3 attempts. She was at the top of the women's category, and number 1 in the women's category. The only top that she did not achieve was that 3rd one, the tricky one there. So, very quick little dyno there onto the top of that green volume. And a very quick finish as well. Just over 30 seconds.
Absolutely killed it. Speed climbing apparently, we're competing in here today as well.
We're going to bring you both just to make sure it's really exciting. We're here with Anna Storr again now. The Austrian crowd are going to be really willing her on here. So, this is our first attempt at problem 2. Let's see if any of our female climbers run into any difficulties at all.
Werden sich jetzt hier ausmachen und wir gehen 2 Boulder nach links und kommen zu Finalboulder Nummer 2.
So, here's Anna Storr of Austria. She is our world number 1. We saw her take bronze. Anna Storr approaches the wall with females problem 2. So, just an update now on Olga.
Amtierender Weltmeister und die amtierende Nummer 1 der Welt ist. Und dennoch vor der Gerade Wechsling freut man sich über jeden.
Olga at the moment seems to have a problem with her knee. She is around the back. But look at this here from Anna Storr. Very strong start on women's problem 2. Hit a bonus straight away. You can see that there on her left. Chris, they're all looking very strong here. We could be in for quite a close final.
Definitely, this is going to be a great semi-final to watch here.
The crowd are absolutely going, what? Oh no!
Devastating moment there for Anna Storr, dropping the last hold, matching it. This heat has to have an effect on those holds, as we were talking about before. The sun's been blaring on this wall. We've had these shades up, sort of covering up these roots as much as possible, but those holds must be hot and greasy still.
And that's why we've got our volunteers rushing forward now with sticks just to make sure that they are in tip-top condition. We've still got 2 minutes 35 roughly on the clock, so she's got more than enough time. Of course, it does work differently here in the finals. We saw in the semis, 5 minutes. As soon as that 5 minutes is up, you're off the wall. The same in the quals. The judges are very strict on that. In the final, we work on a 4 minutes plus basis, and that means that if she is off the ground when the timer has passed 4 minutes, she can stay out practically as long as she can, really.
That's it. You know, some of these climbers, they do run the clock down to those final seconds for that last attempt. It can be a strategical thing. You know, you want to have as much rest as you can in between shots. So.
And also to analyse the wall, I suppose. The crowd are going wild for this. Anna wants their support. She asks for it, and they give it gladly. Update on Olga Shalagina from the Ukraine now. She has ligament damage. We'll get you more information when we can. We're still waiting to see whether she is going to be carrying on, but obviously ligament damage can be quite serious. So Anna Storr again, second attempt on the wall now. And she's down again. She's not happy there with the wall.
She seems to be doing that a lot this season. Seems to be sort of rushing you know, she gets a little bit excited maybe and sort of rushes into something. Whether she should, you know, without looking at that, should maybe would have been a little bit better off taking her time and sort of trying to keep her feet on rather than jumping to that hold.
That is one of the things that I've noticed that seems to happen quite frequently as we go into the semis and into the finals. The athletes can be very quick to attack the wall, and as soon as they run into a problem, they can spend quite a lot of time, just as we're seeing Anna Storr do now, climbing through the problems. There she is shaking out some of the lactic acid that's building up in her arms as she progresses through these problems. But right now, just looking at that wall, and there's a shot for you there.
And she's going to run that clock right down. Still 45 seconds on the clock, so she's going to get the crowd right behind her and run that clock down and have one more go.
So this is looking like this will be her last attempt at problem 2. She's loving the support from the crowd. The crowd are absolutely loving her. That little turnaround through the crowd. Say, come on guys, give me the support I need. And but no problem, 25 seconds still on the clock. She can still do this here. As long as she's off that mat when the 4 minutes have run out, she will be fine. She can stay on as long as she can. And she knows that. You can see her looking at the clock, analysing, shaking out the arms. The crowd are really, really roaring her on here. There they are, all giving a clap. That's just a portion of the crowd we've got here. It's absolutely rammed now.
That's it, 4 minutes is countdown for Anna, so this will be our last shot here.
So 4 minutes has gone. Anna Storr making another attempt here. Here she goes, Anna Storr. She was third at Log Dragon there, she was first there the year before. Won the European Championship in 2010. Can she make it? This is it. She's got one hand on the final hold. Come on, Anna. She's just come down.
And Anna there coming just short of matching that hold. The crowd still right behind her. But they would have loved to seen one of their home competitors top out on that boulder there. You got the scrubbers brushing those holds, getting them ready for our next competitor who's coming out now, Mina Markovic.
Mina Markovic, our gold medalist at Log Dragomir. Only Slovenian in the final. She's 24, born in 1987 in Maribor, lives in Detroit, from Slovenia, world rank number 6. She was 6th in Chongqing in China. We saw her being so strong on her home turf. She's going to want to carry it on all the way through this here. Mina Markovic, as I said before, we saw her in the semis today do 2 tops in 5 attempts, 3 bonuses in 10 attempts.
Mina there just eyeing up that bonus, working out how to get across. She got the right idea there.
It looks like she has got that bonus now. Look at the muscle structure on those arms and into her back there. You can just see it there on your screen. And she's gone. But she seems quite psyched herself. That didn't seem to have phased her. She knew she was going to go.
Yeah, I mean she's still got plenty of time on the clock. Got 2 minutes 50 left, so she'll have a good couple of attempts in her. Hopefully, just the one will do it for her. Taking a few moments there.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing. Just taking a little time to think it through. They are called problems for a reason. So there's the scores as they are being updated at the moment.
You know what's interesting with this event, we've got just the women climbing by themselves. The men aren't actually out. So usually we have the men and the women together. So Mina has all these eyes on her right now, which must be pretty intense for her.
From the crowd and from the cameras, look at all the different angles we can cover this from, which I think is a good thing, I think, more than anything else.
Absolutely, the crowd getting behind every one of these competitors, not just the Austrians, getting right behind everyone.
Great round of applause there for her as she did approach the wall. So she has got that bonus at the moment.
She did get the bonus on her first attempt. Just came up short of that second last hold. And she goes for it again.
Oh, and again. Difficult dyno with that right hand there onto that hold on the volume, the penultimate volume at the top of the wall.
The sun is off the wall now, which is good for the climbers. It was on, but it has been on the wall most of the day. So those holds,
and it has been so hot here as well.
It has been hot.
I think both of us are feeling it. A little bit pink.
Definitely coming from the old Blighty, where the sun really shines.
I think that's what it is. 5 minutes in the sun, and we look like a lobster. So Mina Markovic thinking through here. She's got just over a minute left on the clock. Take you through Mina Markovic's achievement. 6th in Chongqing in China that you saw earlier this year on this circuit. She's first in Barcelona in 2011, first at the Georgian competition in Amman in 2011, second in Cranch in 2011.
Definitely an impressive track record there from Mina.
She's very much used to podium positions by the look of things.
Yeah, not a stranger to the podium, that's for sure, Mina Markovic. She's lining up for that move.
Not shy either. As you're saying about... now, different method.
Yeah, reeling it in a little bit slower on that attempt.
And the music is following up. The crowd are following up. Everyone wants her to do it here. Oh, is she going to go? She gets it! She topped out on problem 2. Mina Markovic there from Slovenia, a gold medalist at the last competition in Log Dragomir. What do you think of that?
I mean, yeah, as you said, gold medalist in Log Dragomir. She won't be wanting anything less here today in Vienna.
Very impressive top there.
Akio Noguchi there on your screen, just getting ready to come out
there
now.
There she is, here she comes. I'm sure the crowd will support her here as she approaches women's problem 2. There they go. Bit of a round of applause there for her. I think it's quite nice. The athletes getting a round of applause when they come out, because they're coming out at one at a time. Real support from the crowd. It's all directed at them.
Exactly, all the eyes on these single climbers out on the mat.
So Akio Noguchi, again we saw her in Slovenia. She was actually beaten by her teammate Omoko Oda though, in the final at Log Dragomir. And here she goes approaching that bonus hold there, figuring out how she's going to work her way onto it. She had 2 tops in 2 attempts in Log Dragomir, 3 bonuses in 3 attempts there, and that was just short of her teammate Momoko Oda. We're not seeing her in the final now. We are quite used to seeing Akio though, aren't we?
Yeah, Akio, definitely one of the ones we're used to seeing on the podium in these boulder competitions. Making use of that stem there. Getting a little bit of weight off the arms before she punches out right here, trying to get that bonus.
And here she goes for it. Incredible flexibility, but she's got it there. She gets the bonus.
Definitely a stamp of the right foot.
Look at the concentration as well on her face. Take us through what she's doing here, Chris.
So yeah, all these other girls have gone for the straight jump over, pushing up both feet. Akio, deep drop knee there, reaching over to that hold. Every other girl has actually dynoed for that hold. Akio managed to keep her feet on. Akio now got to match up that terrible looking hold. Going for the last hold here, lining it up. She's going to want it.
Flexibility. Let's see if she can get it here. Oh, the crowd are really behind her. Oh, she's got one hand. Can she make it 2? The strength is unbelievable, isn't it? She's in there.
A tense moment here for
quite a while. She just comes down to the mat. Now, she does have 1 minute, 35 seconds left on the clock. Do you think she's going to go for that again?
She'll definitely have another crack at that. You know, 1 minute 30 on the clock. She could have possibly 2 more goes at that. She's going to be
forget the desperation at coming down just on the with having a hand on the final hold there. Akio straight down to the mat, straight into sitting down, straight into rethinking through how she's going to go again now.
Bit of a silence falling over the crowd here, waiting for Akio to have another crack at that.
They're letting her think.
Having a think.
Maybe some of them are thinking about how they'd approach it as well.
Definitely, there'd be a lot of climbers out there that are looking on, wanting to have a go on this climb, that's for sure. Awesome looking climb here. See there, Akio just shaking out her arms. She must be pumped from that last go, all the way to that last hold, just coming up shy with the not being able to match that last hold. Disappointing moment for her, but she hopefully can pull it back around. So winding down the clock, looking like she's only going to have 1 more go.
So as I was saying earlier about Olga that we saw coming out and injuring her knee on the first problem, it's looking like she has some torn ligaments. We're not exactly sure what's going to be happening there. The torn ligaments can be very dangerous. And here's Akio Noguchi with 5 seconds left on the clock. She's left that a bit tight, but she is off the ground.
But she definitely had to leave it a bit tight, because after dropping that last hold, you know, she worked hard to get there, so used a lot of energy trying to get as much back as she can in that 1.5 minute rest she had sitting there on the mat.
We have seen her take the bonus hold though, so that's already in a good position to make another attempt on this. But this is it, the 4 minutes have gone. The crowd clapping along to the music from the live DJ here in Vienna. And she makes it again. And there was an actual look of relief on her face there.
Definitely. She stamps that right foot in relief when she sticks that bonus hold. Crowd getting right behind Akio now. They want to see another top of this boulder. Lining up the last hold.
That's 1 hand. We saw her do that earlier. That's 2 hands. Look at the relief on her face. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. The 4 minutes has gone. She'll be so happy with that. So, look, we can see that now. It resets. Akio Noguchi at the top there. I think that's 2 tops in 3 attempts. 2 bonuses in 2 attempts. And now we are back with Great Britain's very own Shauna Coxey. So here she is, with that strap shoulder that we were talking through before.
The look of determination on Shauna's face there as she comes out to tackle problem number 2.
She looks exceptionally concentrated.
The climbers had a good look at these boulders before they've come out, but Shauna just taking her time to have another quick look at how she's going to tackle this boulder.
That is quite interesting. We have seen most of the other girls when they're coming out more or less go straight in. Shauna taking her time there to think through that. See the concentration on the face.
The English style of setting, they do like to use the features, so Shauna shouldn't be shy of this boulder.
Looks quite comfortable there. It's like walking up a hill. Looks quite comfortable.
She does. She has a casual style, Shauna. Never looks like she's trying super hard, but you can rest assured she's
just occasionally catch something, a glimmer in her eyes, as it were, or a frown on the face. But there's a bonus hold. Different method to what we saw Akio Noguchi using, Joe.
Yeah,
can you take us through that, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, Akio used the wall to the right, stemming out, and Shauna just powering straight through. Just shows you the different climbing styles that all these girls have.
No drop knee either there.
No drop knee, so she's just looking. She'll take the drop knee. It looks like she's going to go left hand. Unbelievable, so strong.
Because that hold there on that pyramid volume, the penultimate volume there, it's almost non-existent. Oh. She has come down. We did see Akio Noguchi do the exact same thing, Joe.
You know, when we were looking at these boulders before and the girls were having their viewing time, I did think maybe that was the sequence to go left hand, and obviously Shauna that thought the same thing, but it doesn't look like that's quite the right approach to go with, the left hand first.
So Shauna Coxey from Runcorn in England. Any of you joining us in the chat? Do say hello. Tell us your thoughts on how this is progressing so far. She's only 19, Shauna Coxey. Born in 1993. There's no stopping her though. Second place at Log Dragon Mare recently. This year she's concentrating on the comps, seeing how she gets on to decide next year whether to go to university or not. Hasn't decided yet whether it'll be physiotherapy or photography at uni. And I think by the look of the crowd, and by the look of the crowds that have followed us around during these competitions, they'll be very sad to see her go if she does go back to university. They're all watching in Runcorn in the chat, so hello to you, a very good evening. Hello from New Zealand at 5:30 AM in the morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's all keep our fingers crossed. And our good thoughts coming out to Shauna Cox now on our second attempt on women's problem 2. Chris, do you think she's going to go with the right hand here?
I don't know, she's looking at it like she might go left again, and she is. Oh, coming up
down
short.
Again. Right, 45 seconds roughly on the clock. She's got enough time. She wants it clean and polished though. She's got the brushes out again.
She'll definitely
be having to make a move here. As soon as she's off the ground, that's it.
You know what's good about the finals? You do have time to get it back, because basically, you know, in the semi-final, it's you have 5 minutes on each boulder. Then you've got to move to your next boulder and so on. This, they've got 4 minutes on the boulder. Then they can go around and they've got another 6 girls to climb, 5 girls to climb. So they do have more time to recover. So she can afford to throw a few more attempts at this boulder.
15 seconds.
And here it is with just 12 seconds on the clock. So she has took her time there to think through what she's going to do next. Definitely the way to do it, but she's getting fine there. She's off the mat. Right, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4 minutes have gone. If Shauna comes off the wall now, that will be it for her attempt on problem 2.
So surely now Shauna's going to be thinking that sequence going with the right hand isn't quite working. Hopefully she goes right hand. She's looking like she's going to go left again though. Lining up with the right. No,
there's the right. There's the right hand. Now, could it be the reason that she has used the left so often there is because she does have a problem with the right shoulder? She's just come off.
I don't know. To be honest, that's how I read the climb, and that's obvious to me that you'd go right hand, go left hand up, but you know she's gone the right on that attempt, but come up short just on the match. So
let's hope that picks up as she continues on to problem 3 next in a moment. But next, here we have Alex Puccio of the USA, 22 years old, born in 1989. Here she is approaching women's problem 2. World rank number 3. We're definitely about to see something extremely impressive here from her.
Alex again just taking her time, just as Shauna did on her go.
What are your bets on right hand first this time?
Well, I do hope she picks the right sequence here. Alex looking like she's working pretty hard to stand up into that position there. Eyeing up the bonus now.
So Alex Puccio, 8 in Chongqing.
She's thought about flicking that right hand.
A little while back.
She goes thinking about it now, getting down low, keeping the weight on the feet, which is good to see. Very good. All that climbing in the climbing work sort of paid off, I think.
She's got that hand on the bonus now. I think she's going to flash this. It's looking good, isn't it? She's going to go right straight away, I think, with a look.
She's going to get into that drop knee again, just as we saw Keo did.
So she's going to use heel then.
She does like using her heels, Alex. She's got to go for it.
There she is on the penultimate volume there.
Can we see a flash of this boulder? She has the last
There's one hand.
Yeah.
There's 2 hands. Unbelievable. What a start here. Absolutely sensational from Alex Puccio. That's a flash on 1 and a flash on 2 as well. Well done, Alex Puccio of the USA. That's 2 flashes women's problem 1 and women's problem 2. What an amazing start for her. After we saw her in Log Dragon Mare, we did chat to her a couple of times. Seemed like she was having a bit of problems thinking through how she was dealing with the events. Looking very much so on form here though.
Definitely, Alex looking exceptionally strong in the semi-final, and same here in the final, looking very good.
Top of the group, she's the top of the women's category. Let's see if she comes out top of the women's in the final as well. And here's Anna Storr, the crowd. There's a shot for you there. Look at the support Anna has here. So, Anna Storr, looking at women's problem 3. Now this is an interesting one.
Anna wasting no time, straight on the wall.
That is quite an overhang there though.
This problem does look like it suits Anna quite well. She does like the more powerful style boulders. This next move though, it does look like a massive move out right there.
Doing very well here on her first attempt. Well, Anna's just had a birthday. She's now 24, born on the 25th of April. So it'd be one hell of a way to see in turning 24 to take the gold here on her home turf. She was second in the world rankings in 2010, first in 2011, and currently holding second place on the circuit thus far. Ranked first in the world rankings, however. Second at Chongqing in China. We saw her third at Log Dragon Mare last week. But just look at some of her achievements here. We're looking at third in Munich in 2011, first at Arco, Vale and Vienna. So she has been first here in 2011, that was last year. She was first at Log Dragon Mare as well last year. 1m63. Is that tall for a climber?
I mean, all these girls do look to be around the same height. Akio looks maybe a bit taller than some of the other girls, but they all do look to be around the same height with on these problems, which is quite good for the route setters. You know, the route setters can sort of aim to please the crowd and the girls by setting something that they can all reach.
Tell me about how much height makes a difference in climbing.
We were just discussing that before with some of the British guys being really tall, and another guy, Dave Barron's, being one of the shorter guys on the team. You know, that's just it. There's no exact body type for climbing, which is a great thing. It's a sport for everyone, you know. Who knows? Who knows the right build for climbing? Sometimes it's good to be tall, sometimes it's good to be short.
Well, we can see Anna Storr now. That looked like a second attempt. So this is going to be her third now.
Second attempt there. Yeah, definitely. On her first attempt there, Anna tried to lock that bonus hold down. She did get the bonus on her first attempt, but that's just not going to be good enough in this strong field of women. They're going to be looking for tops.
Especially on how strong they have started off here as well. We will try and keep you constantly updated on how Olga Shaligin of the Ukraine is doing. Is anybody joining us from Ukraine in the chat? Do say hello. Keep those questions. Alex Johnson says hi to Chris Webb-Parsons.
Hi Alex, we miss you here.
Alex, why haven't you said hi to Mike? Right, 25 seconds on the clock now, so this is going to be Anna Storr's final attempt on problem 3. This is her third attempt, I think. So you can just see the bonus hold there, just above her head now, on the screen. And there she is again with it.
Looking a bit more casual, getting to that bonus on this attempt. Crowd right behind her here.
Let's see how she does on this second part of the wall.
You know what's interesting, Dan, I heard the route setters, the way they were setting this boulder. They were discussing whether that move was going to be too intense for the girls. And I did hear one of them say, we have Puccio in the group. that is a move that I think Alex is going to like. It's sort of a really powerful move outright.
Well, that was our first female athlete attempting on problem 3 there. Mina Markovic, again, extremely strong climber. See the muscle groupings on her back.
It's going to be interesting to see Mina on that move out right there. She's more of a static styled climber, so she doesn't like to really lunge for holds. So it's going to be interesting to see her attempt this boulder.
There is the live rankings at the moment as they stand in our final here. Currently in first place, Alex Puccio, 2 tops out of 2 attempts. That's 3. Is it? 2 bonuses and 2 attempts rather. Kira Noguchi there as well. Mina Markovic in 3rd currently.
Mina there, bonus on her first go, lining up for that next hold that Anna Storr just came short of. Crowd right behind Mina.
She's doing exceptionally well here. Commentator's curse. That was attempt 1. That looked like she got the bonus there.
She did get the bonus, just didn't look like she was going to nail that next hold though. As I said, she's got that more of a static style than the other girls, being that she does like to climb the routes more than the boulders. Well, she's does not like to, but she's more suited, I guess, to the route climbing rather than the bouldering. Well, saying that, she did take first, didn't she?
We've seen quite a few crossing over from lead as well, haven't we, into the boulder? Mama Kuroda as well?
Yeah,
very well here.
The bouldering, it doesn't seem to be like it used to be. That used to be just, you know, about raw power and usually the strongest climber would prevail. And now it's more, the boulders look more like art pieces, I guess, and it's a well-rounded climber you have to be to sort of succeed in these World Cups. Not just about who is the strongest climber, it comes down to who's the smartest, who is the strongest is a big part of it, yeah. But a lot of other things are involved.
So even confidence, of course, is a huge thing in climbing. And Mina must be pretty confident right now after taking gold last week. The crowd really behind her here, which is a really fantastic thing to see, and it brings me back to what I was saying earlier about climbing being a very friendly sport. There's a lot of support. Down again, but still 1 minute 10 on the clock. I wonder whether she'll take the time here to stay on the mat. She's definitely pausing.
And that's just the benefit of being a route climber. She does recover a lot faster than the other girls who are just bouldering. She's a lot fitter.
She is staying on the mat. Shaking out the arms. A bit about the lactic acid.
I think that's exactly what she's going to do, run that clock right down to those final few seconds before she has another attempt.
I suppose you get a bit of a boost in adrenaline as well. If you know that the clock has just gone, the crowd pick up behind you, your adrenaline picks up as well. It just gives you that extra boost of power, mentally and physically.
Yeah, we do definitely see some of the best attempts from these climbers is their last attempt. They know it's
this or nothing.
All or nothing, exactly.
Yeah. Well, here we are now with 10 seconds on the clock here, so this is going to be Mina Markovic's last attempt on women's problem 3 now.
Mina Markovic.
Easily gaining that bonus hold again, Mina. Fighting to stay on that terrible looking hold. She's managed to do it. She'll be lining up for the next hold that Anna Storr just fell short on.
Now that is quite a reach there, isn't it? She tried to bypass it completely and go for the next hold. But that is it for her. Very quick to leave the stage there. So next up would have been Olga Shalagan. I think she is going to be out of the final by the look of things now. She has missed out on women's problem 2. She did not have an attempt properly on women's problem 1. And we're back on the wall now. 1 minute has started with Akio Noguchi. Chris, take us through some of the results there. They're up on the screen.
Yeah, Alex Puccio there sitting in first place for 2 for 2, so she's flashed 2 boulders. Akio Noguchi, who we see out here on the mat now, she's sitting there in second place. Mina Markovic, who we just saw climb there, sitting in third with 2 for 4. And Anna Storr and Shauna Coxey sitting tied there. And of course we've got Olga. She's just had an injury, so we'll keep you updated on Olga's progress. Now here we have a shot of Akio lining up for that bonus hold, going for the knee bar, something none of the girls have tried yet. And that'll be the bonus hold for Akio.
So we have yet to see a female athlete get this far on women's problem 3. The side are absolutely loving that. And on to the next one as well. This is the penultimate hold now. She's got the bonus. And Akio Noguchi of Japan tops out on women's problem 3. Extremely expressive climber. You can see the joy and the relief in her face when she does top out on a problem. That was a flash.
Great effort there from Akio, that's for sure.
Akio looking exceptionally strong here. We will keep updating the results for you as well. The temperature has dropped down a little bit for us now here in Vienna, which is lovely for both the climbers and for the crowd, because it's been sweltering today. And we're back here now on women's problem 3 with Great Britain's Shauna Coxey.
And I won't be surprised if there's a flash here from Shauna as well. She does like this powerful style of climbing, one of the strongest climbers in the field.
Especially after running into problems as well on problem 2 just. Struggling on that one. She's going to want to pull this around.
Good fan base of British climbers here with us cheering on Shauna.
Oh, I can see Dave Barons, I can see Tom Newman as well in the crowd at the front here.
Just coming off there on her first attempt, Shauna, a bit of a surprise. Just shy of the bonus. 3 minutes 15 still on the clock.
So the results will keep being updated. You're with our roaming cameraman at the moment.
Shauna just taking her time.
Sorry Chris, you were saying?
No, yeah, Shauna just taking her time there, looking very casual. No rush to jump on. She's away now though.
Well, she still has just under 3 minutes here, so there's a good 2 or 3 attempts if she does run into problems. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, she's down again.
Looking a little worn out, Shauna. Usually something I think she would find quite casual, that undercling move. I think she is a quite powerful climber.
That could have something to do with the tape you can see on her right shoulder there. She'd have some problems with the shoulder at the final in Log Dragomat. And yesterday, for the qualifications, I did see Shauna having a bit of work done on her neck as well. Exceptionally strong climber.
Now she'll have quite a few friends and family at home cheering at yelling through the computer screen, watching her here, encouraging her to get up this boulder.
And it does make a difference. With the crowd behind her now, she's just reached the bonus hold there by the look of things. Just a reminder to everyone in the chat room, in the webcast, watching us now, we are live in Vienna. And of course, we've got another 6 climbers to come after we're finished with the women's final here. Shauna doing exceptionally well. 1 minute, 25 seconds left on the clock. More than enough time to make yet another attempt here on women's problem 3. Fourth in Chongqing, in China. She was a silver medalist in Log Dragomat. She flashed problems 1 and 2 in Log Dragomat. She flashed problem 1 here. We're running into problems on problem 2. And here she is, in that position on the mat that we saw Akira Noguchi sitting in just moments ago, trying to rethink the problem in front of her.
Vienna definitely puts on a great show here for everyone. They painted these walls fresh for this event.
I actually asked Tom Newman, one of the British athletes, the other day what his favourite part of the wall was with the problems with the qualifications, and his response was actually the colour.
They have done a great job with this wall as we watch Shauna Coxey on her, looks like it's going to be her final attempt here. She's got
8 seconds
again.
left on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Shauna Coxey. The crowd are really behind her here. Really driving it forward, and she's got a hand on the final hold. That is it. Shauna Coxey comes down on women's problem 3. What a fantastic way to turn it around there, Chris.
Definitely, she needed that one, and she's done exceptionally well.
Shauna hits it, top. And we're here with Alex Puccio. You can see her gearing herself up there. Chris, you know her exceptionally well. What is going through her mind at the moment?
Well, she's just wanting to do this problem fast. She's going to want to flash it, that's for sure. Crowd right behind her here.
She is the only athlete so far to have flashed both of her problems in the final. If she can do it again here, she's in a pretty fantastic position, surely, for podium.
Definitely, looking good for the podium as she comes up with a flash with this boulder. We've seen 2 of the girls, Akira Noguchi and Shauna Coxey there, stopping out. So see if Alex can make it a third. Ooh.
You can see the level of the incline there from one of our roaming cameras. There she is again, she's having a clean. Does she do that cleaning at home, Chris?
Oh, yeah. I might be a little bit under the thumb. She might get me to do most of the cleaning.
That's nice to hear. But you can see, as I was saying, that the level of that incline. With your hands on those holes there, you're more or less horizontal.
Definitely. I don't think there's any feet on that big yellow feature. So I think she's just relying on pure friction on that hold with her feet.
You can see it now. She's doing that. Exactly what you're talking about. There you are. She's got a foot in the feature on that volume. And now she's on the edge of the overhang here. Is that hang going to hold up? No, she's down again. Okay, 2 minutes 20 on the clock still. Plenty of time for her to take a moment and readdress this wall. Think through how she's going to go on from here. Just a bit of information on Alex. About 10 best results that are on the IFSC website. You can check them out on ifsc-climbing.org. Not one of them is below 10th place. That's a lot of semi-finals.
She's definitely got a lot of experience up her belt, Alex, with these comps. Never, as you say, the results speak for themselves.
Well, she was first at Vail in 2009. She was second at Barcelona and Vail in 2011. Third at Sheffield in 2011. 8th at Munich 2011. 8th at Chongqing. At the start of this season, we did see her running into some difficulties during the semi-finals at Log Dagobert, but that form has taken a total turnaround here. She's looking so strong, so determined. Crowd are really willing her to carry on here, willing her to push up onto that top half of the wall. 1 minute 15 on the clock. She's down again. She did flash problems 1 and problems 2.
Zweimal ist die Flash gegangen. Der Bonus geht für den zweiten Versuch gelöst.
A little bit of a tense moment here as Alex winds down the clock for another attempt.
45 seconds. Doesn't look like she's going to use that time thinking. She just wants to get back on the wall here. And of course, if she does come off, she could possibly get back on for two attempts instead of one. Really using the time here.
Come on, Alex!
Now, it looks like a bit of a stronger position on that hold there. Oh, down again. Right. 17 seconds left on the clock. She has got time to get on the wall. Come on, Alex. 10 seconds. You can see her looking at the clock there. Come on, Alex. Such a phenomenal final so far. Here she goes. There's her roaming camera. Look at that incline there. There's the starting position with the blue tape. Here's the bonus hold. And that's it from Alex Puccio for problem 3. Still has problem 4 to go.
Still has problem 4 to go. She doesn't have 2 to turn.
2 and problem 3 stumping some of our climbers here. Our results will be updated very shortly. We'll tell you what's going on there. We're back with Anna Storr waiting to come out here. There's problem 4. This is what Anna will be looking at now. Here she is with a wave to the crowd. Austria's very own Anna Storr. Our world number 1.
Anna wasting no time, straight on the boulder.
Ooh. And straight off as well.
Straight off, a little foot slip.
Maybe taking a little bit of time to think through here. Get the cleaners in. Has been very humid all day here. It is a lot cooler now. We hit 27 degrees earlier. Still a clear sky. Still relatively warm. But this is a fresh problem here, so it's unlikely that there's going to be too much chalk build-up and too much sweat on these holds. Of course, there is some always from the route setters because they do have to try the routes, but looking like this could be more of a technical thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised with Anna on that one there. She's not looking in the best shape I've seen Anna. But she can pull it out. She does pull it out.
We saw again with Kilian Kashuba as well in the semi-finals. Not the best we've seen him either. 2 minutes 45 left on the clocks now. Got time for a few more attempts. The crowd are really rooting for Anna here. We are in Vienna, in Austria. Anna is Austrian. We want to see a result in front of her home crowd.
Crowd getting behind Anna here. Local crowd. Off she goes again.
Right, 2 minutes 13 left on the clock. Anna has been climbing pretty much all of her life. Both of her parents are climbers. She joined a kids group when she was 8. But I would have assumed with both of her parents being climbers that she would have been climbing for a little bit longer than that. She's got just under 2 minutes on the clock now. And we are watching our world ranked number 1, Anna Storr of Austria. Pride of a nation resting on this here.
Just coming up short of that bonus hold there, Anna. That's a high point so far, that last attempt.
It's looking like some of the female athletes are running into problems 3 and now on problems 4 as well. A lot of coverage here, a lot of press.
All eyes on Anna Storr here. She counts down the clock a little bit. 1 or 2 attempts left in her.
Crowd clapping along. Tension beginning to build. And there is our live result feed. We will be bringing that back to you shortly. Shaking out her arms, literally just counting the seconds there.
Yeah, looks like she's going to wind that clock right down for a last attempt, which I think is quite a brave move because she has fallen off that first move quite a few times.
She hasn't had a hand above about halfway, where that bonus hold is at the moment. That could cause problems for her when she goes to make that final hold and top out here. 30 seconds roughly left on the clock. She's off again.
And those holes just must be so greasy right now.
20 seconds on the clock. Looking like Akia Noguchi is currently our number 1. Anna Puccio is currently holding second, and Mina Markovic in third. Can Anna Storr change that all around here?
4 seconds left. 3.
The crowd 1 or 2. 1 second.
1.
It's gone, and so's Anna Storr. That is it for her here. We will not be seeing Anna Storr podium in her home turf.
She's shaking her head there. She'll be disappointed with that. She would have liked a victory, or at least a podium here in front of her home crowd, Austria.
Okay, about Mina Markovic now. She's currently in third place. This could make all the difference here. Mina Markovic of Slovenia. Our second athlete out in our rotations. We start off with Anna Storr, then it's Mina Markovic. It would have been Olga Shalagina of Russia, of Ukraine. But we have lost her to a bit of a ligament injury in her knee. So Mina Markovic, the second female athlete here to attempt problem 4. Let's see how she is going to deal. The same point that we just saw Anna Storr running into problems with.
Look how casually she holds those edges.
Look at the tendons in her forearms there. Very quick onto the bonus hold here. Look at the strength, the power and the drive. You can see the determination in her eyes. This is the highest we've seen anyone so far on women's problem 4. Feet off the wall there, just using complete upper body strength. Mina Markovic, absolutely incredible here. She's going to flash this by the look of things. She's got the bonus hold. First attempt. She's still got 2 minutes 45 on the clock. Mina Markovic flashes problem 4 in the women's finals here in Vienna.
And that puts Mina Markovic, I think, at the
about 2 minutes 30 still on the clock. Off she goes. And hearing all of that, and taking in all of that, is Akia Noguchi.
You can see the results up there on your screen. That puts Mina Markovic into second there, knocking Alex Puccio out of that position.
Alex Puccio is, of course, yet to climb, though, on problem 4. We could see a change around there. Of course, Mina Markovic is in a relatively strong position due to flashing that last problem.
Interesting here, if Akia does this climb, she seals the deal and the gold is hers.
Oh, absolutely. She's the only climber so far to have topped out on all 3 of her problems. She flashed 2 of them, number 1 and number 3. Akia Noguchi attempting her final problem in the women's final here in Vienna. How's everyone in the chat room? A very good evening to you from Vienna. Do tell us what time it is, where you are, what the weather's like. I am British, I do love to know. It's just coming up to 10 past 8 here in Vienna. Nice cool evening as we watch Akia Noguchi, the world's number 2, attempt problem 4 here. She's looking exceptionally strong so far. She has just heard the reaction from the crowd as Mina Markovic flashed this problem. She's already got that bonus hold there as well. This could be another flash here.
Akia looking very casual up this boulder. Remember, if she topped out on this boulder, she will seal the deal. It will be a gold.
I know.
Drama.
Could make a bit of difference here in our gold and silver medals. She needs to get it in one more attempt.
Great shot. And 2 minutes and 25 seconds for another attempt.
If she does this, she takes gold. If she doesn't, then Alex Puccio could still take gold here in Vienna. 2 minutes on the clock, and now Kyo Noguchi of Japan takes a moment to just step back and reanalyze that wall. There she is in the sitting down position that we've seen her using here, just chilling out on the mat, shaking out those hands. I'm sure that there is so much tension and build-up in the fingers. It seems to be such a huge thing. What does it feel like, Chris?
Definitely. I mean, Akio, her arms must be hurting right now. Using every part of her body. She must be aching tomorrow. Done exceptionally well in this competition.
22 years old, born in Ibaraki, lives in Urugasaki-shi. If any of us are joining, if any of you rather, are joining us in the chat from either of those two places, Ibaraki or Urugasaki-shi, do say hello. World rank number 2. Ended last year, she was number 2. Currently on this year's circuit, though, for the women's, in the World Cup rankings, Akio Noguchi is first, ahead of Mina Markovic with 151 points. So she has 55 seconds left on the clock here. We just saw her get extremely high on the wall. It looked like she was going to flash it. This is her second attempt.
Got through that tricky opening section.
Gamba from the crowd. Come on. Come on, and Gamba from the chat as well. And I'm saying it here. Here it is. Akio Noguchi. Look how high she is on the wall. Absolutely sensational. Didn't just hit that hole there to top out. She was even higher. She's practically shaking hands with some of the cameramen sitting at the top in the rafters. She got to the top and just carried on going.
Definitely slammed that one home, and she's secured a gold there for Kyo Noguchi of Japan. Unbelievable effort here today in Vienna.
That's 4 tops in 5 attempts, I think. And listening to all of that will have been Shauna Coxey of Great Britain.
Now we're looking at the battle for silver here.
Shauna Coxey currently 4th in the World Cup rankings this year, 135 points. In the world rankings at present, Shauna Coxey's 11th, but she is on the up. A very strong competitor. As I said before, we did see her take silver at Longdagamet. It's looking like the best she can get here will be bronze if she flashes this problem. We have seen Shauna do that before. We saw her flash problem 4 in Longdagamet. Not here though.
Just coming up short on that bonus there. Disappointing moment for Shauna.
She could still get bronze, but Alex Puccio, of course, is still to come out here. And Alex has looked very strong in the final here, running into a few difficulties on problem 3.
Very tense moments here with this problem 4.
Still 2 minutes 40 left on the clock here for her. There is the current result. So far, 4 out of 6 for Akio Noguchi, 3 out of 6 for Mina Markovic, 2 out of 2 so far for Alex Puccio, but she is still to come out and attempt problem 4, and we're back with Shauna Coxey with 2 minutes 25 seconds left on the clock for another attempt on women's problem 4. There's the bonus hold.
She's nailed that bonus hold this attempt. Shauna Coxey, she's wanting a top here. Crowd's right behind her.
Everyone willing her on. Just want to see the best climbers in the world do what they're good at. You can just see our roaming cameraman, the mighty Matt there, on the left-hand side, getting a closer shot for you. And here is his shot. You can see the incline there of the wall. It's always interesting to see it from this way. If you look at it face on, you can't always appreciate what the climbers have to deal with. Absolutely sensational, Shauna Coxey. Still with 1 minute 35 on the clock. Oh, it just goes. And a hard silence from the crowd there. Complete look of frustration from Shauna Coxey. Unbelievably close.
Only a second attempt there, Shauna. Still got another 1 minute on the clock.
Another minute, yeah, on the clock here.
Shaking her head in disbelief there, dropping the last hold.
You were talking to us earlier as well, Chris, about how all the crowd being focused just on you can be quite daunting at times. I think the crowd here are offering nothing but support.
The DJ's spun some uplifting tunes here for the crowd. The crowd are having a little dance there.
Well, it's not just for the crowd, it's also for Shauna.
Exactly.
It has literally uplifted her. Let's see if it can lift her up on the wall as well. 25 seconds on the clock now. So this is looking like Shauna Cox's last attempt. She just got so close to that hold.
Come on, everybody!
She knows what to do now, Shauna. Oh, she looks a bit too tired.
Can Shauna get back on the wall? The crowd, 1 or 2. Shauna is saying that that's it from her though. 2 seconds, 1. And that is her 4 minutes, and she is on the ground, which means that is it from Shauna Coxey in the women's final here. 2 tops out of 5 attempts, 4 bonus. Double check, sorry, 1 bonus.
Now this is the...
Oh, they're right, it's been updated.
The battle for silver still continues.
With Alex Puccio. She is our last climber to climb, so she has just secured bronze though. We will see a podium here from Alex Puccio.
She did podium here last year, so she'll be happy to see a podium here again this year.
It's looking here like Mina Markovic, as you can see on your screen. 3 tops in 6. So essentially Alex has a couple of attempts here. Of course, it's always nice to flash it.
She'll definitely be looking for a flash here.
She's going to want that silver.
Sets off. Or keeping for the... Yeah, good, good. Thought she was going to go for that red hold there with her foot still low. Shaking there on that little crimp. Lining up for that bonus hold.
See the tension in her arm there, in her left arm.
She's just peeled some tape off her fingers. I think she's had her fingertip taped because her skin's so thin. Lots of these girls, I was looking at their skin on their fingertips just before they came out to compete here, and it was absolutely paper thin. So I think Alex has got a bit of tape there to stop her from bleeding. So she just peeled that off. She's prepared to bleed for this problem. That's how much she wants it.
Is that a frequent problem with climbing? Is it a frequent problem in climbing, Chris?
Yeah, the skin's always an issue in the climbing. You're grabbing on with the tips of your fingers, and yeah, it's just one of those things you have to deal with the climbing. Bad skin.
Incredible. Alex doesn't seem to be paying too much attention to it right now, though.
Pulled that tape on everything.
Alex gone from
just straight away looking at her fingertips. Every attempt she has, so her fingers must be hurting. You see those awesome shots sprang to you by 24/7 TV. For
IFSC.tv. And a constant update on our live results there for you as well. You can see Alex Puccio now just up from the lob.
Neck cheek.
It's down again. It does seem to be that red hold, the smallest red hold there that she's running into problems with. As we have said, she is the last climber that we're seeing here in the finals at Vienna. She has secured already herself a bronze. She wants that silver though. She has 30 seconds left before she has to be off the ground. 30 seconds left to take it. Right, come on Alex, let's see you get above that point to get running into problems with. Then again, 15 seconds on the clock.
Again, just looking at her skin after every attempt, staring at her skin. Must be paper thin, it's probably bleeding by now. Taking that short bag off, she's going to give it everything on this last go.
Commitment here from the climbers. I'm talking about the physical ability. The 4 minutes has gone though.
Last attempt here from Alex Puccio, USA. Oh, going big to the bonus.
Congratulations.
You can see her checking her hands there, but that is it from Alex Puccio, and that is also it from the finals here. For the women, those on your screen just there are going to be our medalists. Akio Noguchi, Mina Markovic, and Alex Puccio.
There you see the results on your screen.
This is the gold medal applause for 4 tops in 4 final boulders.
What a fun making of this.
On second position.
Olga unfortunately injured on the first problem.
Slovenia.
We wish her well in a fast recovery. Some ligament damage to the knee. Hopefully not too serious. We're just preparing now for the men's category.
Well, Dmitry Sharafudinov of Russia and Rei Sugimoto of Japan. We're going to be showing you some interviews for the women. The bowl. You can see the men's finals there up on the board. I'm going to try and bring you over here now. Akio, absolutely sensational climbing there. How are you feeling right now?
Too exciting. So happy for me.
There are a couple of points on the wall there that we weren't sure that you were going to make it, but then again you just pulled it out of the bag. Which was the most difficult problem for you here?
Too bumpy.
Yeah?
Too bumpy.
You feel it? We're going to have a... Thank you. Well, there was Akio Noguchi. I just thought I'd grab her for a second as she was just going past there. I'll grab her again in a short while. We'll have another bit of a chat with her, of course, with Mina Markovic as well. We're going to walk around here a little while, see if we can find anyone else now. Any other finalists? Keep moving through here, see if I can get inside the building. Can't see anyone here, so we're going to run back this way. And I'm going to grab her now.
And I'm just excited to, have the feeling of being on a podium for the first time this year again.
Well, you podiumed here last year as well, didn't you?
Yes.
So you're here again in Vienna with another podium here. We saw on the fourth problem there, a few problems with the hands. Can you show us it?
Yeah, do you want to see?
Can we get a close-up of that?
Blood. Blood.
This is the commitment of some of the climbers here. It's actually blood.
I couldn't climb.
As
I coming to that one, I just ejected off the wall. It's just really bad.
But you flashed the first 2 problems so quickly. You were just, one of them was less than 30 seconds. What a comeback here.
Yeah, I was excited. I mean, I was really surprised. The hardest one to me looks like the second boulder, because I'm not usually a very technical climber. And then I think it's a little bit, I mean, obviously you have to be strong enough to do the boulder, but a little bit of luck where I climbed it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and it just fell into place a little bit. So
Chris was actually taking us through the third boulder here, saying that this he thought was going to be one of the ones that you were going to find most exciting. And
I guess, like, I talked to the girls back in isolation, and I know Shauna and Akio said they got a knee bar to get to the zone and the next hold.